Hello, and welcome. Welcome to Employee Engagement Effective Strategies. I'd like to share with you some keys that I observed when I was an employee of one of the most admired brands. They have some specific strategies that are known to all of us, but I just thought I'd share my experience and relate that to all business owners, anybody seeking to get their message to not only an amount of people, but to a depth of acceptance and comprehension. So it's 11 slides. I'd like to keep this video to 5 minutes, and I'm going to say hello. Hello. I'm Ezekiel. I run Gentle Media, a company that exists to produce your stories through incredible commercials and websites. I want to take you through 11 slides right now on why video is the solution for employee engagement. Retaining top talent costs far less than getting new talent, not only in the short term, but also in the long term. These slides are not going to be research based, although I will share some very important statistics. What they will do is they will go through some statistics that are common knowledge, and then my experience and what I recommend and why I think it's so important to leverage professional video production for employee engagement. Over 50% of employees are willing to sacrifice about 29% of their salaries if it means working a job they enjoy. This is so important because this is saying over half of people who are working are willing to give up about a third of their salary if it meant they were enjoying what they were doing. Can you imagine somebody in the climate today saying they're willing to give up a third of their income? Well, that's what the statistics say, that above half of people really want to work somewhere where they enjoy. So there are many angles to this, but it's important to realize that there is a demand for the workplace to be enjoyable. Employee engagement attracts and retains top talent by reconnecting individuals to the organization's goals. This is a definition. There are many definitions of employee engagement. This one I took from a combination of 2 or 3, one of which is from the Gallup study, which I'll share here. Keeping top talent by reconnecting individuals to the organization's goals. This does not take rocket science. It also doesn't take therapy. All it takes is public, facilitated dialogue or videos. Regular who aren't willing to create those in-person meetings that happen over and over again and create a team to facilitate those conversations. A video is an amazing solution for that. But a little more on the workforce here. According to a study, almost 85% of the workforce is considered unengaged, simply saying that if they got an offer for a similar job with equal pay, they would take it. Among other things, relying on our definition, we would say that they're not reconnecting individuals to the organization's goals. But this 15% that's engaged, what are they doing? How are they doing it? And that's what I want to share with you. When I first started at the company I worked at for about 3 years, they got a new vice president of retail. And she brought this incredible idea to unify everybody through very frequent videos. And when you do that, people have an expectation. For those of us that have any level of personal branding or opportunities, I'm going to take us outside of this mentality for just a second. For those of us who are working on a personal brand or Instagram accounts for somebody else, for a client or for ourselves, we know sometimes that the anxiety of your own, of a client's own or your own tropes or expectations can get in the way. This is creating a clean pipeline of communication. It's not email. It's not a document. all it is a regular video. And I'm going to get more into what that is here in a second. But what I mean by a clean level of communication, there are no tropes for a new level of communication. There are no expectations that are set other than the ones that you set. So let's get to that in just a second. This study is really interesting from Gallup, and this is who I got most of my statistics from. I would like to highlight, even at its peak in 2018, after a dramatic increase, we're still not even close to being at the level where many companies maintain their employees, or retain rather their employees. So over 35%, of course, would be incredible. All I want to do is suggest that there's a path. If your company is at 10%, 15, 20%, 25%, if you keep hiring and firing managers, this is something that dramatically changes everybody's experience. And here's why. Employee engagement aligns individuals' shared values with the company's goals and produces heightened levels of enthusiasm and dedication, improved job satisfaction and employee morale, increased productivity and performance. There are so many benefits when somebody feels plugged in, when they feel they are recognized, when they feel their goals actually are in alignment with their work. It will dramatically change the way they perform. Connect employees to organizations' goals by frequent acknowledgement of contributions by individuals and teams. Anytime you're leading anything, from a team, a small group, to a project team, a crew, or of course, in a larger scale, a team that's executing at 50, 100, 200, thousands of people. Here's one of the tools I observed with a workforce of over 100,000 people in this company who were receiving these videos. The success that I observed was they constantly called out the contributions made by individuals. And it didn't matter if I could verify if that individual made that contribution. What was important is that people just like me were being recognized. And what that did over time created a unified community where many felt bought in, and the numbers, which I can't share with you. And there's a lot just because of confidentiality I don't share. But I'm sharing what's important and what I gleaned from this. And I wanted to keep it really short. That's why this video is moving right along. There are two ways to these strategies that we're talking about. If you acknowledge, okay, I do need employee engagement. I have 2 employees. They don't email me back. When we're in person, it's either a conversation that's professional or talking about their schedule or trying to. So here's a way. You can create a clean line of communication that's only for brand messaging. And what is the culture you're promoting? What is the goal that you have for the person that you're sending this message to? Ultimately, to tie them deeper into this vision, this shared vision. So here are 2 ways you can do it internally. Employee-led on-camera testimonials. If you have a team of a few people, you can get them to make their own video about, hey, here's been my experience with Ezekiel. And I could get my team to do testimonials for either the company, my company, Gentle Media, or how we met and what their experience with me was, or something that they did to create value for the company. And then another option, and that's something that you can just go on and on with. And of course, all the leaders participate as well. It's very important that the leaders and the employees participate in this. A weekly update where a leader to the camera gives a weekly unifying message with specific recognition. This is another big opportunity that I think is missed. With even a few employees, you creating a 1 to 3 minute video that just says, hey, I want to thank you for your work in this area. Because of that, we saw these results, and that's amazing. That's why I'm so glad that we're all here to do this work of whatever the transformational message is. With me, that's why I'm so glad we're all here to do this work of creating amazing commercials to sell and create value for companies. And I want to be sure that we focus on these things moving forward. And then I lay out a couple items. But it's all about what the current goal is. It's like a marketing campaign internally. So if it's if there's a big operations need, really focusing on what those operational elements are. If there's a big sales or marketing need, recentering on the vision and purpose. If there's a development need, obviously this wouldn't really be something you'd want to share out. You'd want to get that worked on before bringing a team on. The external opportunities here, and we're winding this down in the last minute here, is a premium production video ad to attract top talent. This just means something that looks, sounds, and feels amazing and inspirational. That's going to attract the people, ideally, that you want, the top talent, top performers that you're going to be able to work with. This is one of the reasons commercial video is so valuable in the marketplace. Creating a commercial that communicates the level of quality that you would expect from a brand, product, or service is extremely difficult, and it takes a lot of people. And that's why it's so valuable and so important, because people who can execute against that and achieve those results, they can create incredible value for the companies that are their clients. In fact, an exponential amount. Even though there is a finite contract and there's a payment, they'll own that piece and they'll be able to repurpose it in perpetuity, basically, and get the value again. So last option here before I wrap this up is architect an in-house production pipeline to post to social media. You don't have to go hire somebody to do one campaign. That's a good idea for companies in the $10,000 to $40,000 and up bracket. If you are not at that level and it's you and two other people, create some system for creating content over and over again, because if you're left to your own devices and left for leaving it to inspiration to hit you so you'll take action and create some amazing content, it's probably just not going to happen. Right? I mean, how many times have we sat and just wished that something would happen and realized, oh my goodness, the whole day is gone. I have to wrap things up, go to bed, whatever. Yeah, because we have to take some action towards those goals. So create some system on the calendar, on the work schedule, when social media is what the priority is for that hour. Okay. Last option, slides 10 of 11 here, is tell your story in the people circle, a place for connection and development where your teams share unique insights and grow. This is one concept you could leverage as well, getting people to talk to each other. This is something I'm currently working on with my clients. I'm actually putting a circle together for support for everybody who's been my client. Some of them have had longer than others, but this will be a VIP circle of every client that gets invited to stay connected with not just me, but each other, and then ultimately network. So it's a huge amount of value you could provide, not just externally, but internally, to share what value are we currently getting. And also, because our relationships are virtual, sometimes you can create moments to get to know the person a little more. They're going to feel a lot more recognized. Last but not least, I wanted to leave you with some statistics. 24 to 59% less chance of turnover, 17% more productive, 4.6 times more likely to perform their best. These are all the result of employee engagement. When an employee is engaged, these are the results you can expect. I know it's pretty compelling, but the irony is seeing past that short term of the hourly wage is so important, and the medical cost is so important, because one employee could mean the difference in hiring 4 more people in the course of the next 6 to 8 months, investing in one employee. Something to think about. I'd like to thank you for joining me today for this production of Gentle Media, and I'll see you next time.